Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome to Vlogmas Day. What day are we? It's 20, isn't it? Is it 20? I think it's 20. You'd think I'd get it right, wouldn't you, after doing Vlogmas for the last 3 weeks, but here we are. Right, I am here with the wet hair after the run and the shower, and I've got my cup of coffee. I'm up in my bomb site of a sewing room and we're going to be sewing. Yay! I think this is actually the first opportunity I have had to sew for a week now. I know that I've been doing embroidery. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, just looking at my needle. Yes, I know I've been doing embroidery, but it doesn't count as sewing, does it? Or does it? You'll have to let me know about that one. Right, thank you for all the love on yesterday's vlog. You are all totally enamoured with my husband, clearly. Yeah, somebody mentioned, were we childhood sweethearts? No, we weren't. We actually met when I was 22. I just turned 22. Martin is 7 years older than me. So, yeah, that was quite a, caused quite a bit of a stir at the time, to be honest, because I'd literally just turned 22, and amongst all his friends, they all called him a bit of a cradle snatcher. But no, we knew pretty much straight away when we met that we were soulmates, and here we are 20 odd years later, still soulmates. So yeah, we have our moments, don't get me wrong. We don't get along all the time, but we're best friends as well as partners, and yeah, I think that means a lot, doesn't it? So anyway, moving on. You can see that I'm quite bleached out this morning. It's a gorgeous morning out there and I've had the most amazing run. It's been gorgeous. It's been the first Sunday run that I've done for weeks where it hasn't been raining, so it was just lovely. I think I did just over 9 miles, and I could have just carried on, to be honest, because it was just so lovely running in. I love this kind of weather for running in, when it's sunny but cool. It's just perfect conditions, not very windy, so it's been lovely. I am up here and I just need to tidy up a little bit because this really is a bomb site, and even by my standards I can't create in this mess. So I just need to tidy up a little bit, put my embroidery stuff away, so I'm going to get that done first. I've had to close the curtains, which is just, you know, really not very nice. I love seeing the sunshine up in here, but I mean, you can see how bleached I am, and with the curtains open you couldn't see me at all on camera, so I've had to shut the curtains. If I look like I'm in pain, it's because I think I've got a bit of an ear infection. I started yesterday with pain in my jaw, just on the left side, and I was worrying that it was the beginnings of a dental abscess, because it felt more like toothache. And I've had a dental abscess before and they are horrific. I've never known pain like it. And yeah, I was a bit worried that that's what was happening, but it's not. Overnight it's developed into an ear infection. I know that I've got an ear infection because every time I swallow it's really painful in this ear. So usually most ear infections will settle on their own after a few days, so I'm just hoping it does, because that's the last thing I need for Christmas. It's not something I've ever suffered with, really, so fingers crossed. I've had some tablets anyway, I've had some painkillers, so hopefully I can keep on top of it. Right, let's get tidied up and then we can get on with getting this jumpsuit sewn up. just wanted to show you how it was coming on, because I realised that I hadn't drafted a facing for this jumpsuit. However, I think I can get away without it. I think it's going to be fine. I am going to put some buttons on there. My point is not perfect, to be honest, but I'm really loving how this is looking. To say I have drafted this collar myself completely, I think it's lovely. I love the pleats over the sleeves. Yeah, I really like it. The only thing is, I don't think these pleats are in the right place. I think they need to be further over, but obviously I can't do anything about that now. And this side is not great, but I'm going to try it on anyway before I get the trousers together, because I need to know where this bit is going to, where the bottom of this waistband is going to hit me, so that I know that the trousers are going to be right. I have there's one side of this which is stitched, which is the right side. I've just stitched it so far up and then overlocked the rest of the sleeve. I have lowered this front neckline, and what I'm going to do is, obviously I've got a raw edge in there, so I am going to bias bind that and then just hand stitch it down underneath, because then you won't see it underneath the collar. I'm glad that I lowered the front neckline by 1 inch, but I do think that there's not going to be enough opening there to get this on and off over my shoulders. I am quite broad shouldered, so I'm going to just try it on and see, but I do think I'm probably going to need to put a zip in the side, so I'm glad that I've left that just basted in. So we'll try it on and we'll see what it looks like. Right, excuse the midriff showing. I love it. I'm loving how it is looking. Obviously the seam is flipping out at the minute, but that's fine. I'm going to address that because I'm going to bind it. And I like where it's hitting, actually, because it is under my bust. But yeah, these pleats are definitely in the wrong place. They need to be further round. But that's fine. It's, you know, it's my first attempt at changing this pattern. I really like how it hugs me at the waist, and the sleeves are going to be fine as well. I am definitely going to put buttons on there because I just think it will really finish it off. I have ordered some self-covered buttons. Hopefully they will be here. It says on the 24th of December. So I'll have time to do that before Christmas and get it ready. But I like the fit across the back. I'm glad that I lengthened that bodice at the back. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to get the trousers whipped up, and then we'll get it attached and get a zip in. I'm definitely going to need a zip in. There is no way I've got enough room here to get this bodice off without a zip. There's just no way at all. So, and I didn't want to drop the front neckline any lower because it really would have been too cleavage-tastic. So yeah, but I'm pleased with how that is looking so far. Right, I'm going to show you the jumpsuit. It is almost finished and it fits amazingly well. I'm pretty stoked, actually. I'm quite shocked that it actually fits. But I have hit a bit of a problem. Anyway, I'm going to just turn you around and show you. So here it is. Yeah, the collar looks great on. It doesn't look great laid out on the bed like this. I have ended up just using some bias binding, some satin bias binding, just to finish that off and hide all the raw edges inside. And that works really well. It fits really nice. I've still got to hem the sleeves, and I've put in the waist ties as well, which look great. And the legs are on. They need hemming too. Now, the snag I've hit is this. So, I didn't have a red zip, a red invisible zip, so I have put in a pale pink one, which, you know, if it's invisible, it should hide pretty well. And as you can see, I have broken the zip. It's basically zipping it up with all this bulk here with the tie belt, so getting it past that when it was fully installed has just broken it. So I'm going to have to unpick all that, which is really annoying, but you know, I can't be bothered to do that tonight because I've got to go to work soon. Yes, that's a bit frustrating because I would have been able to show you it on otherwise, but unfortunately not tonight. As I say, I'm going to work in about 10 minutes, and so I needed to just put this to one side anyway, but I am really pleased with it. The changes that I've made work really well. It is a little bit awkward to get on and off because it's sleeved, and even with the side seam it means I have to sort of fandangle myself out of it and into it, but I am pleased with how it's come out. It's not completely like the inspiration picture, but you know, it's not far off. And I think I do have some self-covered buttons in my stash. I've just dragged them out, but I think they might be a bit big, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll see. I want to get this zip reinstalled first because I do have another few of that colour zip anyway, but it's stitched in with 2 lines of stitching, which is really annoying, and I need to unpick that. So I'm on my way to work. Boo. It's the shortest day tomorrow in the UK, so that means that the nights should gradually start drawing out and being a little bit lighter, a couple of minutes each night, which will be warmly welcomed by many, I'm sure. We've had a little bit of worrying news this afternoon. A lot of you will remember back in February this year, our village was flooded, and we were very, very lucky in that it was only our garden that was submerged, but the water came right up against the conservatory, but fortunately it started subsiding before it got that far. And unfortunately many of our neighbours and friends weren't that lucky and lost their homes, and many of them have literally just got back into their homes now, a few weeks before Christmas. And then today, this afternoon, we've heard that the canal, because what happened in February was it was the river that is actually 1.5 miles away from us that burst its banks and filled the floodplains, but then encroached beyond that as well towards our little hamlet. And what's happened today is that behind us, a few miles away, there are a couple of canals, and the bank of one of the canals has collapsed. So all the water is flowing through, and the direction of flow is towards our village. So yet again, the ditches behind us are full, and the water is coming up through the drains in the street behind ours. So people are on tenterhooks because at the minute the Environment Agency and the Canals Trust are in the village monitoring the situation, because they're trying to calculate how much water is there that could come through. They don't know at the minute if any houses are going to flood. They can't predict it at the minute. So obviously, because of what happened in February when we flooded from the river, people are very, very anxious, and you know, it's a few days before Christmas, which we just don't need it. It's been a year of hell, to be honest, and the thought that we could end the year how we started it, you might just see there's a few cars parked along the road. That's where, well, I'm just going over a bridge now where the canal is. It is very high and it's seeped over into the fields behind. And this bridge I'm going over now is the river. This isn't the river that flooded us in February though. So yeah, that's been a bit of a worrying time this afternoon. Obviously we feel, I mean, we're touch wood, we're okay, and we should be okay. But I'm worried about our neighbours in the street behind us. Yeah, so we shall see, won't we? We'll see what the next couple of days brings. Happy Christmas! Right, on that somber note, I am going to leave this vlog here because, as I've said, I am on my way to work now, and I'm not going to be home while 10 o'clock tonight, and then I'll need to get today's vlog edited and uploaded for you for day 20. So I hope you've enjoyed the majority of what I filmed today, and keep everything crossed for us please, and for my neighbours and friends, and hopefully I will be back again tomorrow. Bye.